I'm sure you guys are dying to know my thoughts on Riot Vanguard. They just released this new anti-cheat program, and okay, so as I was saying, they released this piece of shit. It's a program. It's a program that has access to your entire computer. It's literally kernel level access. I know just a little bit about this, but basically, like your operating system is what has kernel level access. It means like you can interact like raw with all your computer components, like the literal physical components. That's what Riot Vanguard has. It's only been 2 days. A bunch of people have run into problems. Okay, so what are my problems with it? I have a couple of problems with it. Let's start with this tweet right here. To me, it feels like it's kind of like killing a mosquito by dropping a nuke. Why? Because I've played this game for like 13 years. I've never seen a cheater in my life, or if I have seen a cheater, they're like too shit for the cheats to make up for how bad they are. So like, it didn't really, it's like whatever, like I've maybe only thought I've seen a cheater like maybe once in my life, maybe twice in League of Legends. So it's not something that's going to change your league experience at all. I feel like cheating and scripting and things like these, they were more like excuses or things that, people didn't know what to blame. So they're like, oh, maybe this person's scripting. But honestly, how often you actually run into a cheater must have been like once every X amount of years. So it feels like a very small problem that is not that impactful. The other thing is that the client itself has been a source of constant problems for years. It's slow, sluggish. Every time they introduce new features, it's like, it bugs out or a game ends and then like your client closes, it can't like reopen. Like it tells you like your internet's not connected, but your internet's connected. You get like these error messages. It's like, what's the problem? You go to the support page, it tells you to turn off your firewall. Your firewall is already off. It's like, what do you do? That's the client. And then the game is just full of spaghetti. I mean, we all play the game, right? It's up there with Bethesda, in terms of spaghetti. League has some of the top tier untangleable spaghetti code in the whole gaming industry. And with that level of spaghetti, I mean, if they do this Vanguard thing, they're not going to do it that well. You know what I'm saying? First of all. And then the second thing is like, why not work on untangling the spaghetti in the game or redoing the entire client? That's always been a source of problems. There's so many useful things that they could do. Recently, they have been adding some quality of life features, honestly, the last year or two. So, big ups on like the quality of life features. Things like the mass disenchanting or in game where like you have a setting to aim a skill shot outside of the range and it'll just cast it at max range automatically. And there's a couple others that I don't remember, but they have added some quality of life features, but the game as a whole and the client as a whole need a lot of work. And the other thing is like I always hear devs complaining, okay, on Twitter or on Reddit forums, they're complaining about like, we don't have enough people. We like every time we release a new game mode, it's like we have to maintain that game mode. And it's so much work to maintain. Every time we bring back the Essence Emporium, we have to do so much work just maintaining it. They're always complaining about having to spend resources anytime they do something new. From an outside perspective, it looks really lazy, especially compared to like Nintendo games, for example. Like you look at Nintendo games, you look at the game modes, they have like 20 fucking game modes. And you go to League, you have like 3. And it's like they release a new mode, right? They release Nexus Blitz and then they take it off after a month. They're like, shit guys, it takes too much resources to like maintain this piece of shit and like our team is too small, guys. Like so now with Vanguard, we're just gonna keep hearing this like, actually Vanguard is like taking away a lot of people and resources from the teams. Look at this, bro. This guy is just saying like, I'm just a casual player and my motherboard's not compatible. Like, what are you guys doing? And this guy's saying he doesn't trust the Spaghetti Kings to make something that's like non-spaghetti with potential financial issues. That's because there's another guy here that's saying their motherboard, they had to replace their motherboard. Which one? This guy had to replace their motherboard. Okay, so my secondary thoughts came in response to this Reddit thread that they made. Riot basically came out with a post responding to all the criticism and all the complaints that people were having. I'll just TLDR it for you. There's players that have been running into technical problems and the solutions are to change your BIOS settings. So that's your motherboard settings. That's the scary blue screen or gray screen or black screen depending on your motherboard. Like when you boot up your computer, you have to spam like F2 or F8 or F12. You have to like press that button repeatedly and it opens up your settings for your motherboard. That's called the BIOS settings. So basically the solutions, okay, to the problems that players are having is to go into your BIOS settings, change them, or you need to reinstall Windows. This is for Windows 11 specifically. Reinstall Windows using a specific tool that Windows made. Or, and this is quoted directly from, I mean, all these things are directly from the post, but this one is like hilarious. They said connect the monitor to an integrated graphics card if you have one, and then disable secure boot in BIOS. Remove your CMOS battery. I am not kidding, guys. This is directly from the post, okay? And this person responds here. They're like, oh, that's incredibly niche. We only have 2 players running with this, blah, 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 blah. They're referencing this one line here because the BIOS settings and the Windows to reinstall, they've said that multiple times to multiple people. So the niche situation, quote unquote, that they said only 2 people have run into is this one. But they're still telling a lot of players this. Like, go into your BIOS, change your settings, or reinstall Windows 11. Kind of glad the likes are hitting as I'm recording this, by the way. Okay, so this is the post. I'll just click it for you, okay? This is the post. And if you scroll down, right here. Look at this shit. This crazy line right here is taken directly from the post, okay? Like, I think we just went way too far, okay? And we're missing perspective, okay? No one's questioning these people's expertise on these things, but they're questioning like the practicality and the usability and the impact on players. Players just want to play the game. They just want to click on the icon on their computer, have it turn on the game, and have it work. They don't want to have to like click on a game and then, ah shit, you got to restart your PC. Or they click on the game and, oh, actually it just gave you a black screen or a blue screen. Now you got to go into your BIOS settings and change them. Or change graphics cards, or reinstall Windows, or remove your CMOS battery. Like, what are we saying? People just want to play. No one wants to deal with these unnecessary, really hard to fix problems that can go wrong really, really quickly. You really think that your average casual player is going to go through all these steps just to play the game? They're just not going to play. So that's my second take, is playing a video game shouldn't require you to go through all these really complicated, unnecessary problems, especially if they're solving like non-existent problems pretty much. And double especially when you have way bigger problems to solve, like the client or the noodle code in the game. And this is coming from someone, by the way, who's pretty tech savvy and does programming. And I've changed file settings in the past. I've done a lot of these like fixes and all these things, and it's like, bro, like, you gotta understand the average person is not gonna do that. And no one should have to, nor run the risk of something going wrong just to play a game. So IMO, redisable Vanguard until you have it 1,000,000% tested. Preferably you just discontinue this shit, never bring it back, and just work on the game and the client. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This has been great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.